What is going on, governors? Chisgule here, and today we're going to be casting a Light versus Darkness KvK. I had planned to do that, but then there was a big Q&A with the developers that went live in the middle of the night. So we're going to talk about that as well. Hope that y'all are doing well. Happy Friday, everybody. Big shout out to my members and moderators. Muhammad, Tunalan, Berserker, Unleashed, Shelby, what's good, KL Squared, Quizja, El Cid, Tito, Nix, Alexander, Giggy, and cruising on up through the chat, Daniel 007, Optimus Prime, Cataket, Cool Pasta, Terry. Man, chat is active. AB to Beast. Jacob, what's good, everybody? Hope y'all are doing well. David Ross, what's up? Dan, how are ya? And if you become a member of the channel, not only do you get access to all these sweet freaking emojis, the most recent additions are the Justin and War Daddy chat emojis. But also you can gift memberships if you're so inclined. Everybody loves getting gifted a membership. Thank you all for your generosity. I appreciate you. And a big shout out to my legendary guard for their tremendous support to the channel. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's jump in game. Talk about a bunch of things that are going on, shall we? Shall we? Here we go. LvD burn cycle is kind of beat for Kingsland opening. More often than not, they don't survive long enough to switch the burn buff. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. If I zoom out a little bit. And we go to the LvD Kingsland here. We can get a look. I did see the Roundtable posted by Lilith. We're going to talk about that as well this morning. So we're going to spectate the KvK stuff, and we're going to talk about the Roundtable that went down. Chisgule will be like, I'm not streaming until Chadsky and Justin are here. Alright, LvD Kingsland, baby. This is what we're going to be watching today. And these guys have brought their finest Richard I to the pass opening, okay? Can you stream your town hall? Yeah, the next time we do a town hall, I will happily stream. I wasn't really sure what to expect for the town hall for 254, you know? Kind of interesting here that, like, one kingdom is like, yo, give me some space. Oh, there's Chadsky. Let's go, the 5 gifted, kicking things off. My instinct was to drop the hype emojis, but again, we got these War Daddy Chadsky emojis in here. There we go, man. Hope you're doing well. Also, I am in voice if you want to join. I'm going to pop off of Deafen here. Oh, you're already here. Hello. Wait a minute, I can't hear you. Oh, wait. Say something for me?
Yeah, what are you doing, buddy?
There we go. Hey, what's up, man? How are ya?
It's a little early. This is groggy, like KvK morning Chisgule.
yeah, it is a little early for me too. But you know, I figure the pass opens in like 17 minutes. We don't want to show up like seconds before the pass opens with the stream, you know? Vis, thank you for the 5 gifted, man. I appreciate it. Let's freaking go. Dude, 10 gifted off the rip for the stream. That's pretty legit.
Get it, go. Let's get the live viewers to like 800, 900,000, just spectating, hanging out on a Friday.
You know, we got a lot to talk about as it turns out. Let's start. Oh, dude, we got a lot to talk about this morning. Let's start by looking at some KvKs. Let's start with the 1093 846 KvK. So if we get a look here, 1093 is taking a lot of Kingsland. And between Song and 1093, I mean, this Kingsland is pretty much a wrap, wouldn't you say?
Yes. It's so impressed with 1093, bro. I mean, wow. These guys.
They were crazy active looking for the pass opening. Like, they made 846 look like a small kingdom at pass opening. That said, I felt like 846 had like really good persistence. And I thought there was a moment where like it looked like after that first day, like 1093 never mustered the same numbers like they had on that first day. I mean, I don't know how they had so many people online for that pass opening, but wow. But then they really, like, you know, mellowed out for the remainder of the Kingsland battle. And I actually was worried they'd lose it, but no, they pulled it together, held it together, kept it consistent, and I think they got this, man. Stonker, thank you for the 5 gifted. Let's freaking go. 15 gifted at the start of the stream. Sheesh. Do you think 846 can fight back? No, I don't think they... I don't think they should. This is the point where you just call it, man. The only reason you keep fighting is to get an Imperium drop. And, like, you could do it. They're... Man, there's gonna be... I don't know. I think 846 is gonna have some challenges. I think you have a core of players that are really loyal. Like that Makote group is probably like really loyal. But then I think you had a lot of people in that kingdom that are there just for the W's. That are like, man, what's this? I signed up for free wins. Why is that not happening in 846? And they're probably piecing out. Which leaves you only with, like, the deadest of deadweight and your loyal players behind. And your loyal players at some point have to make a call. So we'll see how they handle this. But, I mean, I'm pretty worried that after the last loss plus this loss, like, they had made so much progress as a kingdom, and I just don't know. I mean, most kingdoms in those circumstances, it just gets undone. You know? And there's another KvK we can go and get a look at. And you can see here, by the way, there's still a lot of people fighting for 846. So, I mean, they may go down with the ship, which it's actually probably not a bad idea. You know? Like, if you call it and people still wanted to be fighting, like, that's a bad move.
You know, I was really... go ahead.
No, after you.
I was really impressed with 302, Duck and Song. I thought that they really did a good job holding their own as allies. There was that one day in Kingsland where they got a bad downtime. That's kind of their Achilles heel, and they got pushed so much. They got pushed so far, and then like the next day they took it all back.
Yeah,
and I thought it was kind of a rope-a-dope. Maybe they were just trying to bait 846 down there, and it might have been really good coordination between 1093 and 302. I thought that was pretty good how they did that.
Yeah, I mean, chat saying people are active because it's KE. Yeah, that's a good point. People are probably fighting because it's kill event, so people will still want to do that. Yeah, I always forget about that. But yeah, here we are. It's the kill event. Big shout out, by the way, to Julio. Thank you for the super chat. Make me wake up to watch your stream. Man, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Berserker, thank you for the 25 months. Look at that crystal shield. Dropping the War Daddy Chadsky emojis. Let's go. We got 12 minutes till pass opening. Yeah, we got a little bit of time here. How do I get 1 billion powers free to play? You do not. You do not. That's the answer. So yeah, I don't know. I worry a little bit for 846 as a kingdom. Most kingdoms can't handle the losses, and even one loss is kind of a death wish for a kingdom, which is an unfortunate reality. Yeah. This is why I think it's good, though, that, you know, 254 is not built off the back of getting wins. It's built off the back of hunting fights.
Yes,
I think that's pretty important.
That was, we pride ourselves on our KvK losses.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can show you on our alliance board. KvK loss record. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the W loss board, apparently. Yeah, but it is true. I am debating making a video. Somebody said make a video about why 1075, you know, like it didn't work. And I you know, I have a couple thoughts on that. I just logged into a different account. I meant to look at a different KvK. It's really not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's try that again. While I'm here, though, there is one thing I can show you that's kind of unusual. Chadsky, were you around for the Diao-chan event?
Yes, I was. I have her maxed, and I have Lubu 1111.
Poggers 1111. So, I couldn't remember the name of it, but we're pretty sure this is it. In my restart kingdom, we got the Eternal San Jing Dui. I don't know how you pronounce this. That's like butchering what I just said. But I am pretty sure this was the Diao-chan event.
Mm-hmm.
And we have it in 2293. 30 days.
You know, we also have, 2293. So that's an SOC. So are they gonna throw that event up basically for pre-KvK for all new KvKs, or is that just on the new map? I have no idea.
I have no clue what this is doing here. I feel like it's not supposed to be here. 365 has it as well. All right, well, we're not the only kingdom. We're not the only kingdom. So I don't know. It's definitely weird that it's here.
365 entered KvK? Or
365 is not in KvK, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know. Someone, Hooksy says, we have that too, and we're not in KvK. So there's definitely kingdoms that are not in KvK that have it. We're not yet technically in KvK. We're in Eve. But
bro, we got
254.
We got it in 254.
You sure?
Yeah, go look at your...
wait, when did it pop in 254?
I think this morning.
Oh, okay. Weird.
It's weird. It wasn't even announced. They just said, here.
Yeah, I have to think it's like an error. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Also, this is a repeat event? All right, well. Maybe it's everywhere. Oh, yeah, here it is. Jeez, how did I not notice? All right. It's everywhere. It's all over the place. When it came in the game 3 to 4 hours ago, it was bugged. Rewards are meh. I mean, there is a skill reset and also a Civ change token and a gold head. Like, I'll take it.
Go.
Yeah, I'll take it, man. Those are all fine things. We want more funny YouTube shorts. You mean like the one I did last night where I was crafting and I got dunked? GG. Dude, crafting, I swear. Alright. Claim some of this stuff. There's all the stuff that I don't need in the courier station, but I'm like, well, I really don't want to miss... Oh, it's already over on the Hanami event. Okay, great. I'm really glad I didn't click on that stuff now. The refining shorts are nice. Yeah, you like when I refine? Dude, can I tell you about something messed up, Chadsky?
Yeah.
So this is like kind of the cost of doing business as a content creator, but also super frustrating. Because, like, I guess you just need to expect that this is going to happen, but it's pretty frustrating. So, I'm minding my own business last night, and I get an email from YouTube, and the email says, hey, we took down one of your videos. You got a copyright strike. I was like, excuse me? A copyright strike? Now, a copyright strike, for those of you that don't know, on YouTube, 3 of those and you're out. Like, they kick you off the platform. You're done. So a copyright strike is extremely serious. Now, a copyright strike does fade over time. But I have a copyright strike on my channel. And I had no clue why. And they don't really give you much of a reason. So I look into it. And I won't say what organization did this. But it was some other mobile game claiming that I uploaded their game, as far as I can tell. Now, the short was not some other game. It was Rise of Kingdoms. So the more I looked into it, the more I realized that they are like 100% in the wrong in accusing me of the copyright strike. Like 100% in the wrong.
They do basically tell you this particular video is taken down.
They tell me what the video is. And so I'm able to look at the video and I'm like, yeah, no, you're wrong. Like, you're just straight wrong. I looked at the music I used. I have a license for it. I looked at the content. It's like 100% start to finish Rise of Kingdoms. So basically, like, some other gaming company has, like, incorrectly issued a threat against the way that I make money, like my livelihood, which is really weird. Now, you can contest it, okay? But by default, you're guilty, which is really awkward, unless you dispute it. So legally, I am guilty until I prove my innocence. Maybe legally is not the right word. From YouTube's perspective, I'm guilty until I prove my innocence. But to prove my innocence requires me to issue a legal statement back. And I have to use, like, a lot of personally identifiable information that I obviously try to protect to, you know, protect the safety of my family. So this is now, like, a really awkward situation where I can email them. They haven't replied yet. It's been 12 hours, not 24 yet. It's been 12 hours. And I'm like, guys, hello? So I emailed them. No response yet. And I can hire a lawyer to defend this for me. Hey, just Leo here. Let me know on DC, I assume that's Discord, if we can help with the copyright issue. Thanks, Leo. I think that this gaming company is just wrong. They're, like, fully in the wrong. And I think my next step is probably going to be, if they don't respond, either disputing it myself, but I don't know, then I have to use my real, like, identifiable information, or probably just hiring a lawyer. But, like, if I have to hire a lawyer, it's pretty expensive, let me tell you.
Oh, gosh.
It gets expensive. The other option is to just eat the copyright, and over time it fades, but I don't want on my, like, permanent record of YouTubiness that at any moment in time I had a copyright, you know? So, it's a weird one. And I reached out to some other YouTubers. By the way, it looks like Kang is winning the Kang versus Mimi KvK here. How long do we have till this pass opens? But yeah, like, that was like a stressful hour last night where I get this strike and I'm like, bro. So anyways, after a certain amount of time, I am going to be like, this is the gaming company that has issued this an incorrect strike. Yeah, I don't know what it'll cost. I looked up some YouTube lawyers, and, like, just for perspective, just to have, like, a 45-minute session with one of these guys is like $700. Yeah.
That's kind of a scam, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll reach out to a couple and see what they want to do. Because I'm sure somebody, like, this is such an open and shut case. I'm sure that if, like, I talk to somebody as, like, a, you know, a lot of these places do, like, a free consultation. They'll be like, yeah, we'll do a couple $100 and we'll just shoot the... Yeah, this is on a YouTube short as well. Exactly, that's a lot of gold chests. Dude, to even have an initial conversation with a lawyer is 2 max purchase bundles. Just think about it that way. It's really weird. But this was also the case, by the way, when I got a speeding ticket. Do you know this story, Chadsky?
No.
God. So I got a speeding ticket, and it was literally the day after my birthday, which is really frustrating. So let me tell this story. And this is like I don't know, an educational moment here. Or a teaching moment. So I'm driving to work, okay, day after my birthday, minding my own business. And in fairness, I am going a little fast, but I'm going with the speed of traffic, okay? And the speed of traffic is like 10 miles over the limit, realistically. Chisgule's going to jail now. No. Yeah, no jail time for me. But so I am going over the limit, okay? And I'm driving to work, okay, minding my own business. And I get pulled over by a police officer. I'm like, oh, great. This sucks, right? So they pull me over and they walk up to the car and they say, sir, do you realize you were going more than 20 over the limit? That is extremely serious. I can pull your license for this, or something to that effect. I don't think they said exactly I can pull your license for this. But they were like, this is extremely serious.
Yes, 20 miles per hour over the speed limit is considered reckless driving.
Exactly, that's what he said. It was reckless driving, and he was conveying how serious that is. I was taught that honesty is really important. Okay, and I'm not saying honesty isn't important, but I said officer, I want to be honest with you. You are right that I was going over the limit, but I was not going that fast. Right? I was looking at my speedometer, and like I was definitely below that speed. And the officer said, thank you for your honesty. He goes back to his car and he writes me up for the ticket for going at reckless driving speeds anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Now I hire a lawyer, and the lawyer that I hire charged, I want to say, like $400 or $500 up front. Now, when you get one of these tickets, by the way, you get like a lot of mail right away. That's like, do you want legal representation for this thing? So I hire a lawyer, and that lawyer ultimately goes to court on my behalf. And what they say is that if I had not admitted to going over the limits, they could have really reduced it a lot further. So punished for honesty was the takeaway from this one, which is really disappointing and upsetting about how that works. But they were able to reduce it pretty dramatically. And I don't know, I got some points on my license, paid a fine, and that was like the end of it. So
they always tell you just to remain silent. Now, obviously, when they take you into custody in an arrest situation, you just keep quiet. But it's the same thing with tickets, to where you don't admit anything.
Yeah, no. But I really thought, like, hey, look, I was going over the limit. If he had wrote me up for what I was going, I'd have been like, all right, you got me. I did that, right? Like, I actually did that. But they didn't do that. They wrote me up for like 10 more than I was doing, right? And even if they'd written me up for like, I don't know, 12 over, I'd been like, fine, right? Like, I'd just pay the fine, you know? But the fact that they pushed for like, no, you were going 20 plus over the limit, I was like, bro, come on. Like that first of all wasn't what I was doing. And so there's like, I feel like there was dishonesty there. But second of all, like, man, I thought I was just like calm and polite and honest. Like, wouldn't an officer of the law want everyone to behave that way? So I found that whole experience like really disappointing. Yeah, man, I don't know. Very strange. And I'm not like trying to hate on police, because like I think that, you know, our police fill an important role in society. But
No
also, I'm like really not. I'm really not looking to get pulled over ever again. That was an experience like that leaves you like a really bad taste in your mouth. Yeah, they have quotas to hit, which is a weird system. Yeah, I absolutely think that that is related. I wouldn't know, but I am kind of like, that was probably related. And it's frustrating. When I was in college, I remember I had a professor who told a story about how when they were pulled over, they talked about how they were just really honest with the officer, and they were just calm and honest. And the officer was like, "Thank you for your honesty. Continue with your day." I was like, "Well, that was not the experience I had." In fairness, you know, that individual was a former Marine, so I think I think their military,
there are,
you know, privilege gave them a little whatever. Sorry, go ahead, Chadsky.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more compassionate.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think it is, you know, the last time I got pulled over, I had the whole family in the car, and I'm looking at the police officer, and I'm just like, "Hey, appreciate what you do. Thanks for keeping us safe. All the things." And a speeding ticket goes to a warning, right? And so always be nice. I mean, listen, and this just might be a PSA. Anybody in authority, whether it's a boss or in the workplace or a cop or anything, if you want to be a jerk to them, don't expect a good outcome. It's that simple. But there is a level on the legal side to where you do have rights, and you are able to facilitate your rights and however you see fit. But anyways, it's that is this YouTube thing is just wild, because that's like out of your control. It immediately costs money. You know, Chisgule, you're a smart guy. I think you could probably, you know, just maybe not take courses, but just read up a little bit on some tort law and some contractual law, and you know, you could probably represent yourself in that case.
It's true. I think what I don't know, an alternative to hiring a lawyer for that situation would be to have potentially somebody else be my legal representative. But then if it actually comes to something and they're not actually a lawyer, it gets a little weird. But I can have somebody else represent me, theoretically. And that way I can protect my personally identifiable information in that, like, conversation. Because the other thing that's super weird, this is so weird, I don't understand this, but, like, the content was removed by, like, a gaming studio, for sure. In the name, it's like, okay, that's a gaming studio. But the email address they gave me to contact is some email on Gmail. Like, it's very fishy. It's very fishy. Yeah. Like, why would... So, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And it's not... I don't know. It could be that YouTube protects the actual email address of the entity that filed the claim as well. I don't know. And it's going to, like, they forward it. Maybe that's what's happening.
I feel like with your reach, you could probably get on a pretty popular stream and say, anybody an attorney?
Anybody a lawyer? Yeah. Anybody a lawyer?
Like, I will grant you legendary guard for a month.
Ooh, perks.
Now you're bartering.
In exchange, pay you in legendary guard membership. Oh, what a name. Look at this. It's like a Where's Waldo. How do you find that? Yeah. Try Jolly? God dang it. He's too busy. He's playing tennis, bro. He's probably got a tennis match.
Jolly he's an attorney, I think. Is he
really?
Counsel. I believe so.
Shoot. Surprised he didn't lawyer us. Can people claim in favor of someone? I don't know. And I don't know if there's any penalty for the person who makes an erroneous claim, by the way. So, It's a weird system. It's a very weird system. I mean, I always felt like copyright claims were a little bit stressful. A claim is where they don't like try to get you removed from the platform. They just want to take your ad revenue. Those are pretty stressful. I think I've had 0 accurate claims filed against my channel, but I have had at this point more than a dozen that I have had to counter.
Are you, as far as this copyright strike, are you aware of the party who turned you in?
Yeah, so they say like, you know, gaming company name, you know, LTD. Like it.
Is this a company that you have turned down if they approached you about? Is there a reason why? Is there any malicious reason why they would
no
pull something?
No, I haven't like no. It's an interesting ask. I haven't like turned down any work from them. My best guess. Here's my best guess for like what would be like an honest mistake, but they really need to go fix the problem on their end. Would be if they made an ad and they used music from Epidemic Sound, which is where I used some of my music from, and I have a license. It's in good standing. I looked at it. And then someone incorrectly listed that as a part of their library of game sounds. And there are things that just like crawl the internet, crawl YouTube for, you know, copyright violators or whatever. And my guess is that they like incorrectly maybe put, you know, something that they had a license for in the list of their game sounds, and then, you know, some bot went and crawled and found it. That's the only thing I can think of. But you have to think like a human should be the one to issue the strike.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Like if a crawl sees it, it alerts the party, and then they go investigate and say, okay, what happened to this video?
But like you look at it and it's like, it's, you know, it's not this game that they were accusing of. And again, the only, I don't know. I mean, I want to give them a chance to respond before I just, you know, am bashing the company in a stream. Because, I mean, I think it's, you know, bad business as a YouTuber to be limiting the gaming companies that I might, you know, take a sponsorship from at some point. So we'll give them an opportunity. But yeah, it's a, you know, nobody likes to be wrongly accused, bro. It was I can tell you, it was the video, some of you probably watched it. It was my JAD YSS YouTube short, 105 million power JAD YSS getting City Rally with an XY Nevsky. I mean, there's literally nothing about that was from some other game.
Well, you do have the power to put up a video saying this gaming company sucks.
Oh no, I mean, like, it's really bad business on their part. Like, I could fully make a video about this whole experience, show that it was them, and be like, look what they did. And like, hello? Like, this is not cool. And I could talk about the process of what you do when you're, you know, accused of a copyright strike.
I got a feeling most of the people here are just trying to max their XYs and Jones. So probably not a lot of, I mean, it's intriguing. And for someone like me, I would watch it.
Yeah, but, no. Yeah, it's like
the crew,
people are here for the rock content, right? It's a misunderstanding. Yeah, but like, the thing about this kind of misunderstanding is it's like the YouTube officers are at my house with handcuffs, and there's like, do this 2 more times and we're putting you in the cuffs, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, it's a misunderstanding, but like, you know, like copyright claims are frustrating, but like forgivable. Just like, you should not make a wrongful copyright strike. That's like really... Like, if I had already had 2 strikes for some reason, my channel would have been, I think, instantly shut down. With probably some grace period to refute. Like, it's really serious.
Here's what I would like. I want you to keep spectating this stuff. There's a lot to talk about. There was some Q&A with some devs on some infantry. Ooh, I got excited.
Yeah, we do need to talk about that. Yeah, we can shift gears here. By the way,
I gotta run in the shop though. That's what I was telling you. I'm gonna jump back on with you here in just a bit.
Oh, okay. Dude, look at this. These guys are in Kingsland and they have this map event showing up. Oh my god, they're in Kingsland and they have the map event showing up. Bro. They got these stupid markings blocking teleport spots. Like, man. Kingsland's already so small, and all these TP spots are coming from that event where, you know, you search it up. Oh, that's kind of hilarious. You're also in Kingsland with this event? No fighting? Yeah, no, it blocks. Dude, you can't TP there. You can't build a flag there. 100%. Now, this, by the way, is kind of what I think Kingsland's going to be like in the Nile KvK, actually. You know, it's like a very, very small Kingsland. Not a lot of land to work with. Also, those smaller zones are going to be like this as well. Chat, what do you think? Is this good? I feel like it's probably good. Like, when you think about these giant zones and pass openings, isn't it better that, like, you build a few flags and then you start slugging it out at those flags? There's a lot less room for error, that's for sure. But, you know, like, if you think about it, you have a pass opening in KvK. Let's call it Strife of the 8. Oh my god, did these guys not use Craftsman? This, I swear this looks like a bungled Craftsman right here. Oh my god, what happened here? Oh, look at this. These guys are so far ahead. Practically at their pass now. They should really build another flag, too. I bet they're trying. They just can't get it down. But, you know, you spend like an hour and a half flagging to the enemy and building your forts or whatever. It's kind of nice to have a fight within 20 minutes of the pass opening. You know, other than just some field fighting. Anyways, we can make our way over to the dev comments here. Let's watch the Rock Q&A. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Rock Q&A. And I'm just going to have this up on the screen. So you can kind of see the action unfolding here. Just take note, though, of all the commanders that are on the field for a moment. Can we just appreciate this? We're looking at Saladins, Edward of Woodstock, a couple Constantines, one Kusunoki. Oh, baby. Some Minamotos, Martells, Richard, Alexander the Great, some Ethels. I think Ethel's reasonable in this flavor of KvK. I mean, if you were bringing one march, it'd be Alex Esong. So yeah, the volume of Alex's just makes sense. Do you know how many new players I've convinced to just like hoard sculptures for Esong and Alex? Bro. Like, yeah, there should be a lot of those. This is pre-SOC. Yeah, this is KvK Season 3. LvD KvK. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way here. I'm going to have this up over here. So I'll showcase some of the flags and the rallies and all that kind of stuff, because I think it's pretty fun. And at the same time, let's read a little Q&A. All right. Be getting game for that on my iPad here. Figure this is better than like you're looking at a wall of text. I'll just read it to you anyways, you know. Face to face, Rock Dev letter. Okay, here we go. So, this face to face was actually a pretty big deal. So chat, this was an in-person event. An in-person event. Let me ask this. Let's run a poll. Would you attend? Would you attend a Rock in person event?
No.
What's up, Cortex? How are you?
Hello.
Dude, how's life? I feel like it's been a minute since you were on stream.
It has. Doing fine.
Now, you recently wrapped up a KvK 3. What are the meta rallies and garrisons for this?
Feels like it was a lot of, like, Charles YSG, Woo, whatever. I mean, Woo was, like, the best, right? But, I mean, not many people really had her, it seemed like.
Woo was really the best?
I think so.
That's kind of cool, actually. I mean, it should be the best.
Your options
like
are so limited. It's like
an
you have like
commander.
Constantine, Martel, YSG. It's like, oh, YSG Tommy was actually really good too for full archer garrison.
Yeah, I heard that was a really powerful one. Shelby, thank you for the super chat. Cortex, where you been, bish?
Been quitting.
True. Yeah, you got a new job, which, I mean, I think you're enjoying, right? Keeps you busy anyways.
I don't know if I would say enjoying.
Okay. GG.
I don't know. Probably find something else to do soon. It's taking
Yeah.
too much of my time.
Yeah. I mean, I got the impression that, like, you'll be looking for something, I feel, that... And you're a gamer, you need, like, the more mental stimulation.
Yeah, I did some stimulation. It's just lifting. It's boring.
Yeah. Devs would be in a hot seat if they do an in-person event. Well, let's look at this Q&A, and we got Cortex here as well, so... You probably haven't even seen it, have you?
No, I mean... I don't know. It's weird to say, but I don't really care that much anymore. Cause I mean,
yeah.
I'm
You've moved on personally.
Yeah. I don't know. It's still like, I still read some things, but I don't know. It's like strange because I still want to know what happens to the game, But I don't know.
Well, there's some big changes coming to ROK. So on October 29th, the developer team invited a number of governors to Shenzhen for the inaugural developer roundtable. Unlike other offline events, the roundtable aims to create a space for governors to talk with the Rock team face-to-face, not only to learn more about new content and what's coming, but also to directly convey issues and suggestions with the game. So it is designed for players to give feedback. During the event, the producer introduced new Rock content currently under development and had an in-depth discussion with the invited governors about a number of issues. Below, we've compiled a recap of what was discussed. If you have anything you'd like to add to the conversation, we'd love to hear your input. Please note that all content mentioned during the event is under development and as such is subject to change. Please refer only to the official announcements for the exact updated content and release dates. So let's start with the first thing, which they said here, which is the future development plan. New mechanic. Are you ready for this? Auxiliary commanders. Now, I have often said that it's a bit of a bummer that, you have these commanders that you collect and you work on, but then they don't really offer you any value, right? Like Julius Caesar. I mean, maybe you fill with him an Ark of Osiris or whatever. But by the time you actually get him as a free-to-play player, especially to any sort of state that would be really respectable and usable, he's not relevant anymore, right? Which is a bit of a bummer. Mm-hmm. So here's what they said. One of the new gameplay features we're developing is the auxiliary commander mechanic. The basic idea is to provide you with more freedom to customize the skills of your favorite commanders. We've designed the gameplay aspects of the mechanic and currently plan to include it in next year's new stories. So I don't know if that means that it'll be in a KvK story, but I probably should keep reading because I think they cover this. The concept is similar to the Season of Conquest story, Heroic Anthem, where you acquire equipable support skills. Like in Heroic Anthem, this mechanic will let you use commanders you own as auxiliary commanders, allowing you to take one of their passive skills and equip it to another commander. We're also considering increasing the number of equipable support skills in Heroic Anthem from 2 to 3. Whoa. Whoa. So I would say probably you don't need to make more equipable support skills in Heroic Anthem. I guess you could. I mean, I guess you could. It would really reward you in situations where you're not running many commander pairings on the field, right? Because then, like, all your marches will have 3 pairs on them, or 3 support skills on them. Whereas, you know, somebody who tries to run 7 marches will not be able to do that because there just aren't that many bastions available. But in this, I assume it's a new KvK format. You would have auxiliary skills equipable to your commanders. So they say, for example, with this system, you could take 1 passive skill from Lubu, 1 passive skill from Julius Caesar, and then equip them to Artemisia. And if you assign Artemisia as the primary commander of a troop, that troop will benefit from her skills plus the passive skills. I assume the passive skills that you selected anyways, from Lubu and Caesar. You can equip up to 3 additional skills this way. This mechanic is currently undergoing internal testing and is subject to change. We're also experimenting with the direction of GVE gameplay, where governors can challenge bosses on the world map.
Governor
GVE is that...
yeah,
governors versus environment, I think.
That's so stupid. Why can't they just use PvE?
Bro, you gotta stay in character, man. What is going on, governors? Okay. GVE. GVE. Okay. Up next. So that's everything they listed for new mechanic auxiliary commanders. So let's run a poll. Let's run a poll. This is a great idea. The poll's gonna be, what do you think of auxiliary commanders as described? Okay. Like it, hate it, and not sure. I'll just say like it, don't like it. Not sure. I mean, I think the idea where you have a KvK format where you can apply a bunch of... Oh my god. Cortex?
Mm-hmm.
Cortex?
Oh, why do you smash?
Yeah?
He's still 3-bill KP? What's that guy doing?
I mean, is this the same guy? From our KvK 3?
Wait, click his profile.
Oh, I think it is.
Silent trial.
I think that's him. I think that little picture was the picture he used.
Yeah, it's him. It's him. It's him.
Bro, let's go. Oh my god. That's old school.
It's the guy that took 50 silent trials in 75.
That was a lot of silent trials. They were quite the collector of silent trials. This is true. All right, put your vote in the chat for auxiliary commanders and how they were describing that. Up next, Ark of Osiris strategy adjustment. You ready for this? Ooh, rally incoming. Saladin, let's friggin' go. The Ark of Osiris event has undergone very few changes since its launch, barring the occasional balance adjustments. The only big change they had, by the way, that I can recall was the addition of the support skills. Well, I mean, support skills isn't right. I don't know. The abilities. Oh, God. That went from a garrison to a belly to a some... Oh, God. Dude, they're panicking. Look at this garrison captain swapping. Ha! Oh, my God. That flag defense was troublesome. Okay. That was brutal.
That's KvK 3 for you.
Yeah. All right. The current meta focuses on competing for the Ark, gathering, and stronghold combat. In order to enhance the strategic element of Ark, we're working on the following changes. Adding a new NPC enemy in the middle, similar to a boss in Ceroli. Defeating this enemy will grant the victors combat buffs and points. So, you know, I played a lot of Heroes of the Storm back in the day. Okay, back in the day. Okay, that's not that long ago. And one of the things that was kind of cool, and I'm sure this is the case in League, right? Is that like a PvE boss will spawn in, and if you kill that boss, you get some like big perks for a little while.
Well, is it temporary or permanent?
What did they say? Defeating this enemy will grant the victors combat buffs and points. Those buffs are probably, yeah, probably not permanent.
Well, so in League there's dragons, right, that are actually permanent buffs for the entire game, and there's also Baron, which is a temporary buff.
Oh, interesting. So they could go either way with that. So there's more. There's more. We're also trying to replace the Ark with a new type of stronghold to fight over. Winning a certain number of victories in the battle for this stronghold will summon powerful mercenaries to fight for you. So this sounds like moving more in the direction, actually, of what MOBAs have. Among other effects, they say. In addition, we're considering adding fog, similar to Champions of Olympia, or to make visibility more important, allowing for a wider range of tactics. Which I also think is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
like
so they're trying to turn Ark into like a MOBA.
Yeah, it's basically making Ark more like a MOBA. I mean, it almost, at that point, feels like a completely different game mode. Right? Mm-hmm. I feel like if they're going to do this, they should just make a new map with all these things. And then you have the two maps, and it's like two ways of playing the game mode. Unless what they're saying is they think that the new version of Ark is just straight better than the old version. Sounds like Alterac Valley. It does have those like Alterac Valley vibes, doesn't it? Like there's PvE, there's specific objectives you need to take and destroy. So it's about an even split on the auxiliary commanders, by the way. 50% of people are like, man, I don't know. And then 25 just about say they like it. I mean, it's 24 and 23. So they don't like it and that they like it. So let's go and do a little poll real quick with the new AOO changes. Ark of Osiris. What do you think of the new AOO changes? I just almost started a Q&A. That's not what I'm trying to do. Just kidding. Let's try a poll, actually.
That sounds strange. I don't know. The way they did it in Olympia, I feel like it's really bad. It's super buggy and glitchy, or at least when I played.
The one that's like the treasure thief one?
No, like in all Olympia, right? There's vision, right? Or am I crazy? You can't see.
Yeah, there is vision.
Enemies outside of vision.
Right.
But when I played, at least, it was super glitchy. Like, if you would target somewhere and then marches would disappear, you would stop marching. Or like, if you were targeting someone and they keep, like, running in and out of vision, it would like slow your marches and all this stuff. Like, it was really, I don't know.
Yes. No, they really need to touch that up if they go for this, where like what you're describing is a march is in your vision, then that march leaves your vision, and so your troops stop walking and you lose time. It's like actually really bad. You have to like target around where the march is and like.
Well, that's fine, I think, but it was like just glitchy, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Because, I mean, if you're targeting something and they got a vision, then I suppose you should kind of stop now.
I don't think you should stop,
Target
man.
them.
Because then you can't, like,
You shouldn't
target them.
target them through...
Yeah,
No, but you should have to retarget them, because if you could just... You could know where they are if you would still target them.
Yeah, I
when they're
guess
out of
so.
vision. But I don't know, and the way they did it in Olympia is kind of strange, I feel, either way. And kind of very, very, very glitchy. But I don't know.
Look at this Kingsland building, man. These guys need to build more flags. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, basically they're trying to turn it into a MOBA, I guess. But it's still like a weird MOBA, because what MOBA do you control? Like 5 marches and like you don't actually have any like skill shots or any, you know.
That's the thing, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to make it something that it's not like... I mean, the core values of Rock is still in Arc, right? Where you have like 5 marches and, you know, there's no like skill shots, there's no like, you know, really skill expression in terms of like mechanics, right? And then
right.
And then they're trying to make a MOBA out of it, which is like a lot of skill shots, skill expression, and not controlling 5 marches with a bunch of troops inside. I don't know, it's like really strange.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you think about Call of Dragons, like they tried to make that a little bit more like a MOBA with, I mean, I know you're not going to call it like the same thing as, you know, League, but your artifacts are skill shots. I mean, it's lightweight, but like a lot of them are aimed.
Yeah, I just don't know what it's gonna look like in Rock. I don't know. Just sounds strange. Did I release a video explaining why I quit? No, and I won't release a video either.
Oh, man.
I mean, I haven't uploaded in like forever anyway, so...
Yeah, people want to know where you are, man. Your fans miss you, Cortex.
Right. Okay, well, I've quit, so there's that. Now you know.
Up next, future direction of ranged combat. This is kind of interesting. We're also trying to make some major upgrades to the underlying combat framework in order to better incorporate ranged combat and blocking into the game. By blocking, I think they mean like preventing someone from going where they're trying to go. In the past, large battles in Rock mostly involved both sides amassing their troops in one area, hitting each other until one side won, and this could get very, very repetitive and tiresome. We're looking to get away from this style of combat and expand the front line of Rock battles. Now, they say expand the front line, that's all in quotes, of Rock battles. Likewise, in the future, we want to provide a more in-depth and historical battlefield experience. For example, adding the infield fortifications and barricades used in many real-life battles to block an enemy's advance, slow their movement, buy time for the defenders to organize themselves, and in a similar vein, walls would serve as a more costly kind of barrier, which may necessitate attackers to use siege weapons to destroy the walls and force the defenders into a pitched battle. Oof. There's a lot to take in there. But they don't say kind of what they would change exactly. But we know from looking at Call of Dragons that they've considered some of this stuff before, right? They've considered barriers. Like in Call of Dragons, you can build a barricade. It prevents enemy movement. Alex says, be careful about just making Age of Empires badly. What would your ideal Ark of Osiris gameplay be? I mean, I feel like there would be a bit more mystery and uncertainty to it, for sure. I mean, as of right now, like, you have perfect information about what the enemy's doing. Which I think, I don't know, Cortex, wouldn't you say that Like, what you're supposed to do in Ark of Osiris is pretty... It's pretty, like, predefined at this point. Like, it's more of a choreography than it is an improvisation, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of stick to the plan the whole time. There isn't really, like, that much to react to. Like,
Yeah.
because everything is very predictable, because you can see what your enemy is doing at all times.
Yeah.
And
Like,
march times are very long. Like, you can tell what the enemy is doing at all times. There's no, like, surprises, sort of thing.
right. I mean, it's really just all about executing a plan. And it's like a full hour of like, okay, so who won the plan stage? Like, yeah, players make choices,
I mean,
but...
obviously, things can happen.
Right.
But an individual skill does obviously play a part, but
Absolutely.
for the most part, yeah, it's just... Like, you have a plan, you follow the plan, there isn't really much that's going to change from game to game, and yeah.
Right. And the decisions you made about what commanders to invest in, what equipment to make, influence who actually wins those fights. In the same way that, like...
already decided before the game, Steven
how many...
says.
Yeah, right. Also decided before the game. You know, also it's influenced by, you know, the individual people and some of the choices they make, but... You know, it's like kind of the same thing that it's always been. I felt like one simple way to make Ark more spicy is each season you change out the skills. And you keep balancing the skills until the less popular ones become more popular. And if they become OP, then you tone them down and power up other skills. I thought that'd be kind of cool. But the other thing about the skills is, like, those also have become really mechanical. Like, there's not actually enough diversity in what you can do with the skills, where, you know, like, you could do some crazy play on buildings that has a really good payoff. Like, you really should just go for arcs, save your skills for arcs, and try to win the arc. You know? Like, if the skills you could use in Arc opened up different strategies, like, legit, that also would be pretty cool. Alright, chat, let's go to the next thing. Hero types and updates. We'll be making a series of changes for how new commanders are added, starting with adjusting events. In the Wheel of Fortune event, in addition to the existing leadership type commanders, you will be able to select new ranged commanders. So chat, it's happening. Ranged commanders are happening. I don't know how that's going to work, but it is happening. Dude, is this guy swarming the flag by accident? Oh my god, Richard Charles. Whoops. Well, they got a lot of people swarming it. They're serious. It's already burning, though. Do they realize? Dude, is somebody just, like, in dot mode? And they're like, oopsies. Holy. Well, here comes a rally. Where's that going? Instant max the ranged commanders. Bro, I will instant max the ranged commanders on my farm. Easy. Is Echo coming back to Rock? Hey, Echo Gaming, what's up, dude? How are you this morning? Echo, would you come back to Rock? For those that don't know, Echo and I made some really popular collaborations back in the day. This was on his channel back when I was a wee baby YouTuber. But I knew a thing or two about Rise of Kingdoms at the time, okay? And we did some really cool collaborations. Some of the most watched tier lists for early game commanders. Echo, how are you, man? I've been dying for you to do something with that farm account, Chisgule. Use it. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Echo says, I actually really like Rock. I would come back if the bosses there love me. Oh. Yeah. We could get Echo a little sponsorship again. Jump right back into Rock. I mean, I feel like at this point, if you're gonna like move in on a new game, like Call of Dragons probably makes more sense. Thanks for the support, man.
Starting Rock now makes no sense in my opinion.
Right, like...
Especially as a content creator, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, as a content creator, I mean, I would say, if I'm being honest, like, viewership is definitely down from where it was. But a part of that's a little bit weird is because, like, viewership for a lot of things is down because, you know, COVID was a huge motivator for people to play mobile games. And people are getting back to their regular lives. Echo with the crystal shield, though. Yeah, man, long time. I told you, Echo and I go way back. Way back, man. I mean, for perspective, like when Rise of Kingdoms was just launching, Echo had more subs then than I do still now. So, like, yeah. Love to see the top YouTubers do a collab. We actually did do a couple collabs back in the day. I got everybody on for Among Us. If you do a look, you'll see some Among Us with, like...
That was actually really fun.
It was fun! We had Last Swagger, Ronnie Fleisch, Shinchi, who else?
Gecko,
Devil's
right?
Knights, Redline.
Was Gecko there?
Gecko was there, yeah.
That was actually really fun.
That was pretty legit. Unfortunately, I mean, it got viewed, but it wasn't like crazy views. My hope, what I really wanted us to be able to do, which didn't really work out this way, but I was hoping we could kind of like, get some momentum with that. And like start getting people to watch us who were not normally watching rock content because they were like, oh, this is kind of fun. Oh, Drago was there. Yeah. Was Drago there?
Was he?
I don't remember.
Maybe he was. Wait,
I think he was.
I don't know. There was a lot of people.
There were a lot of people. Where can I find that vid? If you just do a YouTube search for Rise of Kingdoms Among Us, it'll be there. And you can see everybody's perspective. We all were streaming it. We did do something like that. I think I mentioned Last Swagger. He was there as well. We did that. Yeah, we did something with Champions of Olympia when the game mode was like in early... I guess maybe not early. It was like a pre-launch of Champions of Olympia event. We did that with Makote as well. That was pretty cool. He was very chill. This is Cortex on voice. All right. All the info, by the way, is in the in-game message board that I'm reading this from. Sasuke, thank you for the super chat. Have you seen the Among Us Town of Salem mod, which I had a PC version to play? Yeah. There are a lot of mods for Among Us that I haven't even looked into it. But they look pretty cool. Why are these guys not building more flags? Oh my god. I mean, you could flag up this whole dang zone by now, right? With your craftsman pop. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. All right, let's keep going here. Let's keep going here. We were on hero types and updates, right? The Mightiest Governor event will remain the same in that you'll be able to select new leadership commanders. Those new leadership commanders will always be garrison or rally type. So leadership is always going to be for garrisoning or rallying, which is kind of an interesting one. I don't know how I feel about that yet. In addition, whenever new ranged commanders are added, they will be accompanied by a ranged combat themed event that will allow you to experience ranged combat for yourself. I don't yet know what that means. By taking part in these events, you will be able to acquire other ranged commanders. We hope you'll enjoy them. For those of you who like leadership commanders, not to worry. New leadership commanders will still be added for a long time to come. The next one is planned to the next one is planned to be released after the 7th gen infantry commander update. So new leadership commanders coming after infantry. Commander release schedule and museum updates. You ready for this, chat? Over the past year in the China server, we released a new generation of commanders every 3 months. Some governors have reported to us this creates too much time pressure to upgrade commanders before new ones come out. How many of you would agree with that? I think a lot of people have complained that commanders come out too fast. I mean, if chat is like, no, we want commanders faster, bro, I don't even know what to say. People have complained about the speed of commanders for forever. So this has got to get people interested, right? As such, starting from the 6th gen cavalry commander update, we'll be extending the interval between new commander generations to around 7 months. Seven months. Holy. The schedule of commander-related events like Mightiest Governor Wheel of Fortune will not change. We will continue to update the museum. Okay, they're changing topics here. 4 to 5 months.
Isn't just for the Chinese server though? They have another like game
It said something specific to the China server, so that's a little confusing.
Yeah, and this was held in China, right? So
yeah.
It's probably only relevant for Chinese.
Do you think they're
server.
only going to go to 7 months in the Chinese server then? It's a little confusing.
7 months?
So they say at the start of this, they say over the past year in the China server. Are they only talking about the Chinese servers for this? I feel like they're just doing this in the Chinese servers, actually. And probably if people like it there, then they might extend it to us. That's what I think is happening.
But they're gonna
here.
make so much less money. Like, I don't think they understand how much money they're gonna lose on that. Think about how many less wheels are gonna get spun.
Yeah, I think the
heads are gonna have to be purchased in other ways. How many less MGs are gonna be competed for if, you know, they aren't releasing their commanders faster?
I feel like they're trying to do basically like a double cycle or maybe a triple cycle. But I agree with chat that like maybe just pump the brakes by like a month or something, you know, and that would be enough for people. Chat's also saying 7 months is great. Gonna give time to invest in things like equipment. Yeah, I mean, maybe people will just shift where they spend. But commanders are like kind of hype, honestly. I feel like the release
at the end of the day, like,
commanders is really good.
They're a business, right? They're gonna want to do what's gonna make them the most money, which is faster commander releases, right?
You ready for this one? Also, we will continue to update the museum. The purpose of the museum has been to provide more ways for old commanders to take to the field. We'll be adding 2nd generation of commanders to the museum. So chat, you heard it here first. Save your museum currencies. Save your museum currencies. New commanders coming to the museum. Yeah, Alex will suddenly be really, but they're not gonna do much to Alex, like, bro. No. They're gonna do like they did with Esong. They're like, all right, here's 10% health and 3% march speed. You know, like they'll do something really small for Alex. I'm sorry, he's too good. They know it too. They have to know it. But like Tommy,
I mean, I guess Tommy, Saladin.
They may not know that Tommy is as good as she is. They may not. Tommy could get a pretty legit buff. But here's the commanders they're gonna buff. I'll just tell you, even though I don't know for sure. but it's going to be Saladin. It's going to be Khan. It's going to be Alex. It's going to be Constantine. Oh my God, Constantine and Canyon, bro.
This guy.
It's going to be Edward of Woodstock, and it's going to be Tommy. That's the next gen of commanders that are going to hit the.
I think at least like
museum.
Edward and Constantine's still gonna be worthless, but I don't know. The others maybe.
It would be
Maybe Khan.
well. It depends on what they put on him. I don't think they can buff Constantine too much because he's so good in Canyon.
Who cares about Canyon, man?
I mean, look, there are people that care about Canyon, okay?
Okay, well then I don't know why they're playing the game. Quit like me.
Bro, Edward OP? Dude, I don't know what they would put on Edward. Like, he's got the march speed. He just sucks for some
No,
reason.
I honestly don't think there's... They have to like reduce his
Rage requirement?
to like 1,000. And probably still something more.
I mean, if they... Yeah, that is kind of wild. That, like, even if they put his rage requirement at 1,000, you'd still be like... but they're not going to do that. They're absolutely not going to do that. Chat says Abe cares about Canyon. Edward reduced rage per skill. I don't think they can mess with Edward's rage requirement because that's the reason why he's interesting is he's got the slow rage requirement. And that's like the reason you could pair Tommy. Like, I don't think they're going to mess with that. The nature of how the commander functions. I just think they want them to perform
so I don't
stronger.
think they can fix it.
Well, sure they
I
could.
mean,
And they
Edward's so
just put more
shit. I don't know.
they'd have to put more damage factor on it.
But how much more?
I don't
They
know.
have to add like 1,000.
500 to 1,000, yeah. Museum buffs do work in Canyon. Yes. Absolutely.
It's
Khan
like
needs
one of his
100%
skills
defense.
makes him like lose stats or something after he drops below a certain HP as well, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like he's just so bad. I don't know.
Well, you know, when they released him, commanders didn't usually have 4 skills viable for the open field, right? Like, when they released Khan, it was kind of like, whoa, he's got like 4 skills that are relevant, you know, not all at the same time, but they're all for open field, right? When they released Alexander the Great, I wish I had realized how damn good he is. I mean, that had to be one of the like first commanders they cranked out where like all the skills are so good. I think that the role that adding museum buffs to these commanders will fulfill is it will make it so that when you get to Season of Conquest, they aren't just like a complete waste. Like right now, if you invest in Khan or you invest in Edward of Woodstock, like let's be real, like it's complete waste when you get to Season of Conquest.
I mean, I think
so they're not going to
they don't do
replace
anything,
Nevsky
right?
with one of these commanders, right? But at least it's going to be like not a complete waste by the time you get there. So for a free-to-play or low spender, the guidance is not going to change. Like you're still going to go all in on like Esong or Alex, I think. Maybe Saladin becomes a lot more viable. Saladin, yeah, that could be.
I mean, it's like they have no AoE, they have no utility. They're just like a stat stick, and I mean now their stats are just weak, so they're just useless.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally just a stat stick, I don't know.
We'll see what they do. Oh man, this pink kingdom really did not build well. They're just getting surrounded over here, bro. Yeah, they need to keep building. Yeah, they're still building for it. Pink Kingdom finally is going to get out from that surround that's happening here. Teal got their build okay. Okay. At least they shoved down. Man, what is happening here? So if we look at how this Kingsland opening has gone, Jesus, this group in green just got clapped. That's bad. I don't know what the deal is with this kingdom in green. But they have no land. They just like forfeited all their land to yellow.
Yeah, purple even
like,
took their pass.
Yeah, purple is just like running the show, I guess. But the Purple
Yeah, they're
Kingdom
like
took
that
the
area,
pass.
you're not doing anything.
I guess. I mean, they really shouldn't take that pass, I feel. They should just
Well,
let the
if
Green
the
Kingdom
Green
have
Kingdom
the pass.
isn't doing anything, then it's pointless.
I guess, but they're like sort of here. They're definitely not going to do anything if they don't get any land. Like,
Oh, they're switching it back and forth, I guess.
oh, that's so.
like.
Oh yeah, it just switched. It just switched.
Oh.
That's really harsh, man. I don't know. This is a little rough. So it feels like yellow had a good open. Feels like orange had a good open. Teal did okay. Purple really did pretty well here. I mean, they did get a lot, but they had more entry. They had more space. Yeah, TP spots blocked by treasures. Bro. The worst. Oh, the Fool is in Kingsland? Okay. Wait. What is this? Is this a rogue account in Kingsland? What's happening here?
It's in the main alliance.
I guess it's building speed, research speed. Nobody cares. That's
It's in
fine.
the main alliance.
Yeah.
It's not a rogue.
Dude, you know how you fix rogue players, by the way? I've solved it, Cortex. You make it so that Exile puts people in the same zone that you'd go to when you leave KvK. And you make it so that if somebody has a negative kingdom title, they cannot enter KvK for your kingdom.
Yeah, so we would just put that on Ruz and he would never be able to go in KvK.
Or on our resident Doge.
They don't even go into KvK because they want to be in Zone 3.
Have you seen... Yeah, well... There are still people that run around. Like, and... Well, let me give an example. In Kingdom 2, they've got a bunch of rogues there now. I don't know why people are rogue in Kingdom 2, but, like, I can't farm in the starting zone of KvK because we got rogues. Honestly, they may try to zero my city. We'll see. We can go work on my city defense for that account later in the stream, perhaps. All right, let's keep going. Q&A on pressing issues. When will the 7th gen infantry commanders come out? How powerful will they be? What are your plans for leadership commanders? Infantry commanders were relatively underpowered in the past few generations due to some balancing issues with earlier commanders. Combining certain powerful commanders with other existing powerful commanders could create unexpected and overpowered combinations. Do you know what they're talking about? Because I don't.
No.
What is the unexpected overpowered infantry thing that we didn't know about this entire time? I honestly don't know.
I think I have it. Martel primary, Guan secondary. That's what they're referring to.
No shot.
Yeah, that's it.
I
'Cause you
don't
put the
know
shield
what they're
on and then
referring
Guan does
to.
more skill damage.
People are saying Xeno, maybe?
We just didn't... Xeno, yeah.
I guess?
I think the Richard Xeno, that's the one we've been missing out on.
No shot. No way. So I don't know.
That's the Gilga counter right there.
I feel like the
Richard
developers
Xeno.
just told us something is broken, go find it, but I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, Ulgi with Dragon Lancer, man.
Like, Guan Leo is
Have you
not
tried that?
insane. I don't know. I don't know what they're referring to. They're like, some infantry thing is really OP. Okay, I don't know what it is. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I just don't know what it is. And I'm an inf simp, so it's a well-kept secret. We plan on releasing 7th generation infantry commanders late December or early January of next year at the latest. One will focus on field battles, the other on sieges. By that, I think they mean rallying. Their strength will be on par with the 7th gen commanders that you've seen so far. It will be more than enough for all your infantry needs. Ravens Gamer, thank you for the 8 months. Hey, Ravens Gamer, what kingdom are you in? Which one is you? Are you LOD? Thank you for the 8 months of Legendary Guard membership. I appreciate it, man. So chat, new infantry commanders. Drop the hype. Sean, just infantry OP. In for strong because they're slow? GG. Juan Herald? No.
I think it's the Zeno Herald. They got released together, so they were like meant to be used together, and we all have been doing it wrong the whole time.
Zeno Herald? Is that it? Is that the
Yeah,
thing we didn't realize?
That's the one.
Can you imagine if it, like, actually that's the OP Garrison and we just have been sleeping on it?
Well, I don't know, Herald. It used to work with his fort skill. It used to work in garrisons, but they fixed that, so maybe it was a thing, but we didn't take advantage of it soon enough.
Could be. Herald, Zeno, and Field.
Yeah, I think the field is, where it's at.
I mean, they literally said something
that's...
was so busted we couldn't release something good. I don't know.
That's the one. Because, they hit it. I think it's a garrison captain, and then you punish them with Herald. See?
I don't know. All right, question. Off-season KvK content is boring. Cortex will like this question. Champions of Olympia and Tempest Clash aren't fun. Can't we get more off-season events and activities? Cortex, you feel like this is a good question?
I mean, yeah, off-season is boring.
Okay. First, we are aware of the issues with game modes like Champions of Olympia, the current state of which does not match our intended design. We are considering reworking the gameplay, including changes in the matchmaking system, rewards, and other aspects.
So nothing will happen. Got it.
In addition to reworking old events, we will continue adding new events and activities to get you through the drought period, so stay tuned. Off-season is for gathering. Yeah, I think that's the problem. I mean,
yeah,
look,
but that's boring. And, gathering doesn't do anything. I mean, let's be real here. Everyone, or not everyone, but most big players in big kingdoms just buy resources, right? That's just the reality of how it is. And so, I mean, what is there to do? What's the...
Yeah, I mean, this is why...
go do forts, go do warm troops. It's like, okay, why? Why am I playing the game?
Hastrix, welcome to the Honor Guard, man. Cheers, I appreciate your support. Yeah, totally. And this is why, 1960 just queues for KvK back-to-back. And, they have their ways of getting resources, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Matchmaking for KvK content is not good. With frequent collusion and match fixing between combatants, will you consider matching kingdoms by victories or total points? Also, can kingdoms that have just unlocked Season of Conquest receive newbie protection? We're aware of this issue, but we can't give a definitive answer to the first question yet. But our planning team will be setting up a task group to investigate and address collusion and match fixing. We'll publish more details when we've confirmed our plans. In addition, for kingdoms that have just unlocked Season of Conquest, we'll be adjusting the matchmaking to keep them separated from kingdoms that have participated in multiple Seasons of Conquest. This feature is currently being tested. We believe it will be online soon. Okay. I think that's a good change. This is where all the 2293 riffraff hangs out. It's true. Hastrix is in 2293. 2293 is a great kingdom. This is my restart kingdom chat. It's a intentionally A-seed kingdom that is avoiding flipping Imperium. And actually has KvK standards that are maintained. So solid community here. All right, let's keep going. The fortress stacking... Oh gosh, the fortress stacking tactic. I.e. when an alliance builds multiple forts around a checkpoint is overpowered, will you consider changing how this mechanic works? We've discussed modifying this mechanic, but in the process of doing so, have found that changing this may be more complicated than we expected. As such, we can't definitively say we'll be rolling out this change at a certain time, but if we plan on making this change, we'll be sure to let the community know. I feel like the answer I was looking for here was more in the realm of... Well, I don't know. I mean, they discussed modifying this mechanic, so I think they are acknowledging the issue that fortress stacking is weird. I feel like the thing well, they kind of said this. We can't definitively say we're rolling out this change yet. So they're thinking about how to fix it, but they don't know how to fix it yet. Am I fair in interpreting that way, Cortex?
I mean, I feel like every time they say something like that, they don't actually do anything.
Okay.
It's like their way of saying like, oh, we don't actually care, but let's make it sound good, so...
How would I fix it? You can't build a fort on top of another fort's footprint. If another fort's footprint is there, you can't build a fort with an overlapping footprint. Problem solved. In my opinion. I mean, is that crazy? Hey, if you wanted to become a member of the channel, let me get a link here. I believe one of those commands will do it. I think there's a lot of more complicated ways to run it. Like, for example, limiting the number of forts per zone could work. But there could be situations where that's weird. I feel like the easier answer is like you just can't put another fort on top of a existing fort's footprint. How to get in the voice chat?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chisgule. I blacked out after I read how powerful the next infantry commanders are going to be. So I haven't paid attention to anything else because I kind of blacked out.
Yeah, you're so hyped for the new inf commanders. We're getting a rally, we're getting a field commander, and they said it's Nevsky power level, so GG. Got him, baby.
GG. Let's go.
Prepare for infantry. I'm hyped. That's good.
Cortex is like, oh god.
Inf Simps unite. Former Inf Simps. Sorry, buddy. In KvK gameplay, non-combat alliances tend to have a worse experience. Bro, I don't know what they're talking about. The person who asked this question, non-combat alliances. Is there such a thing as a non-combat alliance? Somebody help me out. Is that a thing? I call BS. There's no non-combat alliances. Stop it. What will you do to make them feel more involved? Non-combat alliances, baby. We've already observed governors organizing their own interesting activities during community events. We're also considering adding large-scale events that will require participation of all alliances to encourage non-combat alliances to participate in more inter-alliance activities. Bro. We're also developing more subsystems like seasonal strategies planned for the King of the Nile story, which we hope will allow governors and non-combat alliances to contribute more to the power of their kingdoms. Let me tell you, non-combat alliances don't do shit for a kingdom. They make matchmaking harder in most cases, unless you go and zero them regularly, right? Like, the problem is, if you're non-combat, eventually you influence matchmaking. If you influence matchmaking and don't send your troops to die or field fight, you're dead weight. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the seasonal strategies for gathering also are probably not the route that anybody's going to go. They'd have to tune those up a bit. I can't even. Like, I feel like if you're like currently underpowered, you don't even have your T5 yet, and you're in Season of Conquest, like, okay. Anyways, it's crazy, man. Let's keep going. Non-combat alliances. Hello? I mean, I'm not saying... would it be interesting if someone could mark themselves as a non-combatant and somehow they didn't contribute toward KvK matchmaking? Okay, fine. You have my attention for how the heck that would work. I don't know how it would work. then we could talk about non-combatants as a group of players. But as
What
it stands,
this is kind of an interesting point. What if they came up with some mechanism to allow players to, when you enter KvK for registration, all players in the kingdom receive a notice if they would like to participate. Now, granted, everybody who's in the kingdom is going to fight, yes, automatically. But for those instances where, a military member is deployed, or somebody's going to be, on a 3-week cruise with no service or whatever, can you, if they created a mechanism to where those players could essentially sit out a KvK in the matchmaking, they're not allowed maybe to enter KvK or enter Lost Kingdom? I don't know. But that could be something that kind of helps with some of the situations to where if you have a casual player or a player that's not going to be able to participate in KvK at a high level, they're like, hey, I'm sitting this one out. I don't go to your matchmaking, capabilities. But it doesn't change for 254 because we're just basically, we're based off Imperium. We don't care about matchmaking. But for, the other 95% of Rock, that might be something that they could maybe do, is allow players to sit out of KvK, stay in the kingdom. It doesn't go towards their matchmaking. But when they choose to do that, they are not allowed to enter and fight, right? I don't know.
That's an interesting idea. Like, upon registration for the KvK, each individual player opts in or out. And for matchmaking purposes, that would, influence stuff, right? And I think that's interesting. You have my attention. And then you could have people not worry about being, dead weight. But the trick there is, you kind of need to see who's opted out, because if people are not opting out but then are still dead weighty, you know what I mean? They got to get zeroed at some point.
Yeah, they might have a mechanism to where the king or the leader of the alliance can opt them in for them, just kind of like ARC, if you will. But because there's also an issue sometimes when, let's say you have a group that's migrating out and it's a strong fighting group, and they can't migrate to the new kingdom until after matchmaking. It creates a problem because that happens all the time. And so if they can literally opt out because they're going to go into, they're gonna migrate into their new kingdom probably, within 10 days of KvK starting, so they're not going to be a participant, and that would help that situation to where you're not looking at 0 players who are getting ready to migrate out or having to deal with them or carry their weight, and they're eventually going to leave. So,
you ready for this next one, Chadsky?
Oh no.
Will there be more game merch like figurines, alliance and player customized gifts, etc.? I have great news for you. More merch is a part of our current production plan. We plan on adding more figurines and models, commander figurines, models of certain castle skins, and a means of customizing merch. Oh, baby. We'll make an announcement with more information. Hey, someone, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you.
If they created a chess board or a chess set with different commanders as...
Ooh, you buying a Rock chess set?
Oh, I would in a heartbeat, just for my son. Just let's go. Mehmed to King 4. I mean, and make the
who's the queen,
really
who's
cool.
the king? We got Charlemagne in here. Charlemagne's a king, right?
Yeah, do whoever. Base it on the meta. Nevsky's king. And, you can have...
Nevsky's got to be your rook, right? Your rook, your knight?
I guess
your
so.
knight. Your knight.
Your knight. Nevsky would have to be your knight. They would probably, because they don't make those kind of marketing and promotional decisions based on those of us who are strictly in game. So they would probably have Caesar, king, and
True.
Freddie would be the bishop or something. Whatever.
Is Centurion your pawn? Bunch of Centurions on the front.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, the chess set. That's funny. It's customized Monopoly sets. There's constantly new KvK content.
Okay. Rock Monopoly. Let's freaking go.
Rock
Like,
Monopoly, are you in?
Like Boardwalk is like the Lost Temple.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you landed on my lost temple. You owe me
gotta pay
2 billion gold.
and currency is your amount of troops.
Rock Monopoly. Oh, jeez. There's constantly new KvK content coming out, but older events like Ark of Osiris basically haven't changed. Since you have all these new game mechanics, will you ever add them to older events? Yes, we're considering it. We believe that adding new mechanics to old events could breathe new life into them. For example, with Ark, we're considering adding mechanics like capture multiple strongholds to earn buffs to enhance the strategic elements. So they're definitely looking at Ark. Oh, this is a good question. Sometimes when your city is being attacked by a rallied army, even if the power of your garrison far outstrips the power of the rallied army, when your city takes a ton of damage, clearly way more than it should, will this be fixed? When defending a city, there's a limit to how much normal and counterattack damage each side can inflict in a round. This limit is designed to make siege more balanced. I think they mean like sieges, like attacking a city. I.e. preventing attackers from being wiped in a single round. The result, however, is that city defenders, who mostly rely on normal and counterattack damage, are at somewhat of a disadvantage. After taking a comprehensive look at the combat system, however, we found that the core reason for the weakness of garrisons is the relative lack of new mixed troop type commanders and the obvious difference in power between older and newer commanders. See, I thought equipment was the real zinger here, where like once they added equipment, you couldn't have enough equipment to boost all troop types, you know what I mean? So like you're always going to be behind stat-wise compared to like a full cav set of gear for whatever you have on your city. Or KvK tech, says Thuggy. Yeah, also KvK tech's definitely related to this. But this is why Solimar lost like, I want to say like, I don't know, 50 to 80 million power on the first round of rallies on his city. Justin, thank you for the very generous super chat. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go.
You need to change Justin's emoji to, you put like 254 underneath it, the little overall.
Some encouragement to head to 254 here. Hastrix, thank you for the super chat. We're trying to get Europe on voice chat. The Restart Kingdom, let's go. Our plan is current. Wait, sorry. As such, our current plan to resolve the issue of mixed troop garrisons taking too much damage is by adding a new garrison type commanders and equipment. Holy. How do you feel about garrison equipment?
Oh, I don't know. So here's what I did, and we've seen it. I think Fleisch pulled it off to where he had just cavalry in a city, and he put a Tila Takeda on the wall, and you know it was busted good. I was rallied by kind of a hardcore meta XY Nevsky. I was 120 million power, but this was back in 2080, and I had like 5 million infantry and like 1 million of the other troops because I was basically all infantry. Yep. And I put Flavius Scipio on the wall, and with the overwhelming majority of my troops as infantry, it annihilated this XY Nevsky rally. Just annihilated it, and they couldn't keep. I mean, I was doing 300k skill damage just nonstop, and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't reinforce it. But that's rare. I mean, that's really rare. Typically, you know, now I've completely changed my account, and anybody kind of that gets in the end game and starts running more archers and more cavalry and everything, you're even
mixed.
if you're over 100 million power, you're mixed. Yeah, you are absolutely mixed.
By the way, Thuggy, thank you for the 5 gifted. Much appreciated. Very generous of you. Cheers, man.
Man, it's good to see Thuggy back. He's active. He's crazy. It's fun.
Yeah. Dude, Thuggy's been around for a while. The old 1075 crew, man. So, yeah, sounds like they're going to add some equipment specifically for city defense. And it's going to be on leadership commanders. Honestly, I still have no clue how to invest in leadership equipment in this game. I don't know if I should wait, but I mean, I haven't crit my third set of infantry gear yet for leadership, and maybe I just keep waiting. I don't know. I could be waiting a while though. Who knows when I'm gonna when they'll have this actually available. During our developer roundtable, our governors provided us with tons of helpful suggestions and feedback, such as a button to send out 7 troops at once. The new skins don't look good. Not enough community guides. Promote Osiris League more. Rework leadership commanders, and so much more that we can't list them all here, but we're carefully considering suggestions players make, and some of them will be incorporated in the game in the future. Run Tell Mel, thank you for the 16 months. What's up, Chis? And all the other Chisgulians. Yeah, hey, what's up, man? Thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate it. This developer roundtable was a huge help to the entire Rise of Kingdoms team. Not only did we receive some valuable advice, but we also served as a helpful temperature check for the state of our player base. We're already preparing for another roundtable to be held in another city. We're hoping through these roundtables we'll be able to get more perspectives, receive more suggestions, and make Rock a better game for all. There we go. That is the developer feedback.
I still didn't hear anything after the infantry announcement, so whatever.
You blacked out? After infantry, they said that off-season content is a little boring. So they're looking at that. They're looking at KvK matchmaking. They were looking at fortresses, so forts, and the ability to build forts on forts on forts, which I think is good to look at. And then you tuned back in for non-combat alliances. So there you go. You're caught up.
I still think, you know, the off-season KvK, we mentioned it in the stream the other day, like a mini KvK, or like a, what do we say, like a 10-day or like a 14-day KvK. You could do real small map, 1v1 grudge match type stuff. You know, you could do some things. You know, rewards aren't near as prevalent, but you still get some. And, you know, I think that could be, I think that could be a lot of fun. Just mainly for the grudge match. Like, we'll call you out, you call us out. We don't have to jack with alliances. Let's get in a KvK and let's settle this, if you will.
Yeah, I think Patrick's got a good idea here, which is like just reduce the healing costs so we can queue for KvK more frequently.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Right? Like, alternatively, remove the need for a downtime between KvKs. Problem solved, right? Mischief managed. There it is. Easy. And I think there's obviously some weirdness to like changing the whole game economy, but like, yeah, if you fix the economy and the extent to which we drain our individual economies. I mean, the problem is that players completely zero their economy of speed ups and resources. So like, what are you supposed to do? Like, you just have to wait. Right? And like, so many players fall into that bucket that even if they flip the switch tomorrow for some big changes, I mean, like, all the people who are already drained would be at a relative disadvantage to the people who still have some supply. Leonardo, thank you for the 19 months. Salute from Mexico. Cheers. Ooh, rally incoming. Here we go. Edward of Woodstock on the way.
Hey, I was thinking about this, Chisgule. We had come up with a pseudo way to, or just maybe an idea for how you, without disrupting a whole bunch of the game mechanics on a rally commander. You know, we had said, hey, if you put an infantry rally commander together and he's a rally guy, he does, you know, straight damage or damage over time when the rally is shielded, right?
Oh, yeah.
It, you know, Guan's second skill is city hitting or something. You could do the same thing with a silence. If the garrison is silenced then the new rally commander lays out massive damage. And then all of a sudden you're running Guan freaking whoever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you'll be swarming with Guan in that instance, right? Like somebody swarms with Guan to lay down some silences. The people will be swarming with Vlavius.
I may or may not be in favor of that. I may or may not be already doing that.
Oh, God. Already doing that, GG. Dude.
Look at all these Alexes and Sun Tzus. It's so cute.
Yeah, it is. It is funny how, like, many of the same commander you see on the field here. Like, there's some variety, but not much. There's a lot. Kusunoki is looking very popular, by the way. That's got to be Kusu Isong.
This is just back when it was so much more simple.
Dude, I miss the simple times. I do. Oh, Sun Tzu primary up in here. Let's go. This rally, is this an Alex Isong? Against a Constantine Garrison? Let's go.
Is it still pretty much widely accepted that K2, K3, you're looking at Edward Tommy, the best rally you can get?
I don't know if Edward Tommy is the best. Like, there's a couple good ones. Alex and Charles are shockingly good together. You run full infantry. Isong with El Cid or Thutmose is actually surprisingly good. In part because of the prevalence of the infantry garrisons. Isong with Tommy all archers is apparently a garrison. Cortex was talking about that earlier. Is Cortex still in here?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, dude?
Not much.
Cortex, did you start new occupation?
Yeah.
How is it going?
I don't know.
Is your
Find something else soon.
is your quality of life much
I think
much
it's
better?
a thing to do, but probably not a thing he'll do for the rest of his life.
There you go. I think Cortex probably boycotted your Ethel video.
What?
I made a video about why it is that Osiris champion teams still use Ethel in the Osiris League and
I don't
in the
watch
field.
rogue videos anymore.
What games are you playing now?
Me?
Yeah.
Mostly League and actually I played a lot of Assassin's Creed Valhalla recently. That's been fun. And I don't know. I'm still thinking about if I'm gonna play WoW or not.
Are you still thinking about whether or not you're gonna play WoW?
Yeah, and then there's some new releases coming sometime soon that I'm gonna play.
You only got a couple weeks to figure out if you're gonna play WoW, man.
Yeah.
You gotta pull the trigger on that one soon.
Yeah, it was with the work stuff. I didn't really have time, but I don't know. I'll see.
Okay.
Cortex, did you play WoW back in the day?
No, never.
That's the sort of thing where if I move in on that, like, I'd want to no-life it for a week or two. Like, really no-life it. If I'm gonna do it.
To give the context to the viewers, the original name of Chisgule was your WoW name, right?
Correct. Yeah. Troll Warrior. World of Warcraft, baby. Thought that, you know, like, the name of the Zul'jin tribe, or, you know, I wanted a name that, like, had that same feel. So it was Chisgule, you know? That was the idea.
So you picked that name. That wasn't a name.
No, I made that up. Yeah, 100%. I made it up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Am I gonna play Call of Dragons? No. I'm not playing another mobile game for the rest of my life. Mobile games are a tragedy.
They do get you, though. Get you right in the wallet.
Only once. Actually, oh yeah, only once. I only fallen for one trap, which was rock, and I'm never gonna fall for another one ever again.
But it gave you so much joy.
No. Considering how much was spent, no, definitely no.
Yeah, mobile games you can get pretty pricey.
I am noticing though how much I'm saving, like not spending in rock anymore. It's actually like crazy.
Uh-huh.
Like from going to spending like a reasonable amount to, nothing. It's like, I don't know.
You're like, wait a minute, all this money in my bank. Yeah.
Yeah, where did all this come from?
Yeah, I mean, even my restart, like $100 a month kind of adds up. We're still talking about, like over $1,000 a year. I think, dude, I actually was really good last month. I mean, it's because I had overspent in like the last 2 months. I was burning at like $3,500 a month, which is a lot for like 2 months in a row. And last month I was like 1K. So that's like, all right, I offset 1 month of crazy spending. Now I need to do that again. I thought, by the way, that I'd be dropping a lot on formations, but it hasn't hit yet. So if like the trend continues, maybe I'll have another 1K month and offset my 2 crazy months of spending. Chisgule, a challenge for you. Go free to play on your main for 4 months. No shot. Not gonna do it.
You'll fall behind.
Yeah. The thing is that, like, just look at, I think this is a great example, and I've given this before. Just look at Baba's YouTube channel. Like, he's not really trying to be a content creator. He's not even pretending to be a content creator for, in the way that I'm a content creator. He just uploads things that he likes and things he's into. And the dude's got like, or a message he wants to send. And Baba's got like 60,000 plus subs. Okay. Let me tell you how many videos Baba's launched. Hold on. I can tell you. Let's look this up.
Under 100.
Yeah. Baba TC Ada Turk. Okay. He has uploaded 95 videos and he has 54,000 subscribers. Almost 55,000 subscribers. Okay? People want to see decked out accounts, and it doesn't even matter what they're doing. They're like, I'm in. I want to see. Okay? Yes. And, that's not a criticism of Baba at all. It simply illustrates, though, that, like, I think it would be not wise for me to fall behind on my commanders and equipment. I think more than people would admit, they really like to see the endgame stuff. Yeah, people would watch Baba hunt barbs, and they'd watch it all day long. Exactly. Exactly. In some ways, we should be having a conversation if I should spend more or not.
Yeah, I think the wheels, the wheels and the egg events and all that stuff gives you content. And there was like a human psychological deal that where, when people can't afford to go do that, they at least want to live vicariously through you, and they watch it and they love it.
Absolutely.
Right.
New daily challenge, buy Living Legend for a month. Oh God. Okay, take it easy. Maybe we've gone too far in the other extreme now. Gemming troops it is. Oh, God. Shumi, what's up? Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like my spend level's pretty good. I play all the events. I have a great roster of commanders. I do debate if I should be buying the daily special offer just for completionist's sake to go max Thutmose, but I haven't yet. When will I do a mukbang?
Doing that.
Probably not. You were doing that, Cortex?
Yeah, for Thutmose until I stopped.
I'll admit, like the most fun I have in this game, no lie, is when a territory or a pass opens and you get to do a lot of field fighting, and I get to do it with you, and Cortex makes it hysterical. And so that is, I think, the best content you do, because it's a good 3 to 4 hours of just nonstop field fighting and having fun, and it is my favorite thing to do in the game. My absolute favorite thing to do.
Yeah, man. Dude, KvK is fun. Just when I get a civ change, what should I do? Your 24 million power? Probably Germany. Oh God, fake news in the chat here. Well, this is not true, chat. Don't do this. Lil just released crazy news. Go to settings, press the delete account button, you get 1 million free gems. Okay. Okay. Play the event, it has a civ change. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It's got a skill reset.
It's the same guy I was trolling earlier. I don't know, Twitch UI is so much better, man. I could have just checked right now if this was the same guy I put in timeout earlier for trolling, but YouTube I can't.
Yeah, YouTube's got some work to do to catch up on their tooling. That's for sure. So
I still remember the one time you streamed on Twitch, man. I felt like I was in a spaceship with that mod panel.
yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That one time I played Genshin Impact. And it's interesting. Somebody copied Genshin Impact, was Tower of Fantasy. I mean, they basically just made like the same game with a twist. And it's not nearly as popular. So there was definitely advantage to being first on that one. Is it possible to center the text and rock mails? I think so. Isn't it like HTML commands? Doesn't that? There's definitely... You can do coloring. That's for sure.
Yes. font sizes, colors, all that stuff.
You should get Abo as your lawyer for your YouTube dramas.
Yes. Okay. Now we're talking.
Is he volunteering for that? Is he actually a lawyer?
He is actually a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
He's an attorney.
You know, when I heard that for the first time, I couldn't believe it. It was so funny to me. I don't know why.
He's so
it's just
funny.
I can't picture him. He's so funny. I just couldn't
he's
picture
so
him being,
relaxed
a
and he's
serious
goofing off.
lawyer in court. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he is a legitimate lawyer.
I would love to read an Abo letter to YouTube. Oh, it'd be great.
I mean, yeah, we'll see when these guys get back to me. You know, it's been more than 12 hours, and I'm like, hello? 24 is more reasonable, but then it's going to be weekend for wherever they are in their part of the world. So I probably won't hear back from them until after Monday.
Yeah, it's weekend already.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
Speaking
bro,
of Pablo, I'm
come
gonna
on.
Go play League with him. I'll see you later.
Come on. It was cool. Leo was popping into the chat earlier, though. I think it was Leo. I mean, I guess it could have been an impersonator. I don't know. Is Avo Swedish? That is a city name? I don't think he's Swedish. All right, chat, here's what we're going to do. What I think I'm going to do is make a dedicated video about the update that we got from the developers. Before we go and do that, though, do y'all have any other thoughts about the changes? It seemed like people were, like, pretty in the middle. Like, a lot of people were not sure what they thought. Some people thought it was cool, and an equal number of people were like, it's kind of not cool. Can you repeat everything? Oh, geez. Welcome back. Wait and see on the changes. Lukewarm. Finally, we found a good song. I do want to add more to my song library. Big fan. Is it a good move to split Guan and Skippy for Guan Leo and Skippy Honda? I like that. If you're going to run multiple inf marches, you should. But I don't think multiple inf marches is the best way to run things right now. I actually think 2 archers, 2 cavs, 1 infantry is the way to go.
That might change a little bit with the new commanders.
Oh yeah, baby, I'm hyped. Let's make my inf relevant again. Let's go. Dude, let's freaking go. That could be good.
We're gonna run a zone 5 and run a bunch of infantry rallies, and the whole kingdom's gonna run out of infantries. Like, we weren't prepared for this.
Dude, this could be great. All right, what do we got going on here? All right, no one else is streaming Rise of Kingdoms stuff right now. Not that I can see anyways.
The fact that in the Q&A, they address and admit, like, infantry has kind of been overtaken. And so that just implies that we're getting ready to come out with something that is going to equal the playing field. Well, holy cow. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
Dude, I'm definitely hyped for some high power inf coming into the game. I mean, we got Skippy, but I think the problem is, like, you got Guan and you got Skippy. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
And if you use Leo, then you go, you know, Guan, Leo, Skippy, Honda.
Yeah, I think Alex still provides a ton of utility, which is great.
That's true.
I mean, there are commanders. Don't get me wrong. That you can have 2 or even 3 if you want infantry marches, but the end game, Pakal Herald has just gotten completely phased out, and you don't need to run more than 2 in a 5 march murder ball. You just do not.
Well, let's do this. You had a good time today, throw a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel. If you're looking for some entertainment, I made a short last night that was pretty funny. I was crafting. It went poorly. Links in the chat. You can check it out. Chadsky. Oh, Cortex is already gone. Chadsky, thanks for joining today. I appreciate it, man.
You bet, buddy. Have a good day. Give us some more content. Go make a video.
Yeah, time to fire up a dedicated video about the new update. Good luck if you're in this KvK, and until next time, you have fun, smash your enemies. I'll see y'all real soon.